Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sister Shivani.
Om Shanti, sister.
Let's start this session with an activity. Are you all ready? Can I ask you to just switch on your video so that I can see all of you? Thank you. And this activity has 3 steps. The first step, think of someone or something that makes you smile. Think of someone or something that makes you smile and put a smile on your face. Can I see all your smiling faces? Good. Smile actually invokes the feeling of inner joy. Do you know that the smile is a powerful brain and body booster? Sometimes your joy is the source of your smile. Someone has said that your joy can be the source of your smile, but sometimes your smile can also be the source of your joy. So when we smile, the muscles here send a message to your brain that you are feeling happy. And the feel-good chemicals of the brain are released. And this action of biochemistry within us, that makes us happy and also reduces pain. And each time you smile, you throw a little feel-good party in your brain. Okay, so this act of smiling also brings you a feeling of joy and that lightness within you. And of course, it benefits your health also. Okay, so this is the first step. And second step is breathing, okay? Place one hand on your chest and the other hand on your belly, just below the rib cage. Breathe slowly and deeply. Hold your smile, okay? Holding your smile, breathe deeply and slowly. When you breathe in, let your stomach expand, and when you breathe out, let your stomach contract, okay? Slow breathing with a smile on your face. As you all know, that breathing exercises can help lowering your blood pressure, and it promotes that feeling of calmness. Okay, third step, meditate. So let me introduce you to you a simple meditation, just 1 minute meditation. Just visualize a tiny star in the center of your forehead. You can close your eyes or have your eyes half open. Visualize a star in the center of the forehead and tell yourself, I am a peaceful star. I'm a being of light. And then visualize a light up above your head. God as a bright point of light above you. And then tell yourself that I am a being of light and I am receiving light from God. The supreme light heals my body and purifies my mind. Okay? So hold the same smile on your face. Sit relaxed. Visualize a tiny star in the center of your forehead. I am a being of light, a tiny point of light in the center of the forehead, in between the eyebrows. I visualize a bright light up above my head. He is God, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Father. I am receiving God's light. The white rays of peace from God touch me. I am filled with the rays of peace. I am a peaceful star. Thank you. You can open your eyes with a smile on your face. So these 3 steps, smile, breathe, and meditate. I would call these 3 steps together as feel good kit. So in this session, I would like to give you a small gift, feel good kit. Okay? Smile, breathe, and meditate. Do you all like this gift? Yeah? So whenever you want to calm down your mind, you can use this feel good kit. Okay. What is overthinking? In simple terms, I would say it is increased number of thoughts. Mind getting overwhelmed with so many thoughts. So what is overcoming overthinking? Simply, it means reducing the number of thoughts. So you want to reduce the number of thoughts and you're not able to do it. The principle is to reduce the speed of your thoughts. Then automatically the number of thoughts will get reduced. So remember the simple principle, reduce the speed, then automatically the number of thoughts will get reduced. Yeah. Then you will experience calmness. And in this session, you will learn few techniques to slow down the speed of your thoughts. And Feel Good Kit is one such technique. Anytime when we want to overcome any of our habits, we must first become aware of what is it and where it is coming from. If I say that I have a lot of negative thinking, I must first be aware of what type of negative thought it is and where is it coming from and when does it get triggered, how does it get triggered. So only then you can find the correct antidote. So let's first know the anatomy of overthinking. What is it? What causes me to overthink, and when and how it gets triggered, and how can I stop myself spiraling down into overthinking? Once you find out the answers for these, then you can look into the techniques to overcome the overthinking. What are the characteristics of overthinking? When you overthink, your thoughts are fast. They are negative, weak, they are waste thoughts, unnecessary thoughts. If you want to make any important decisions, it's perfectly okay to reflect and analyze the information. This can be very useful. Self-reflection is different from overthinking. So reflecting and analyzing the information, yes, this can be very helpful in making choices that are beneficial to our well-being. But overthinking, on the other hand, it is unproductive. It leads to anxiety, stress. Of course, because it's all negative rumination. Of course, we all tend to overthink a situation occasionally. But if you spend hours and hours together worrying over trivial matters, then what happens? You'll probably, struggle within, and you'll find it very difficult to keep your mind calm or focused on your work. Overthinking makes you suffocate, exhaust your energy, and at the end of the day, you'll come to know that all the thinking was an absolute waste, useless. So, overthinking makes it difficult to enjoy our daily activities also. And of course, it affects the quality of your sleep too. And science also, the research reveals that thinking too much can take a toll on your general well-being. When you overthink, even your decision-making power gets weak, or I can say your judgments get cloudy and your stress and tension gets elevated. So you spend too much time in negative. Only thinking negative. And it can become difficult to act, to do something. You have less time to do something because you're thinking more, and that too negatively. You know, each one of us possesses a video about our past. Do you all have photo albums and videos record? Usually we keep the photo albums at home. It has photos of happy moments. But in the mind, with the inbuilt camera on, we capture all the pictures, record all the videos of both happy and sad moments. Yes, this video is good, and of course essential to our lives, because it has all the record of our experiences and learnings. And if we put it to good use, this video will enable us to review, to enjoy, or to relive the happy moments, to learn, and also utilize all the lessons we learned in the past. So this mental record has both positive and negative information. But some people, what they do, they tend to focus only on the negative file, negative portions, while editing out all the positive ones. For example, they just ignore a praise or a compliment, and they just hold tightly, the negative remarks. They nurture the negative reruns, and they discard the positive. They also actually enlarge the negative sequences. They enlarge and enhance the sad sequences. So that sad, bad memories actually grow in size and importance. And that results in unnecessary negative thinking, fast thinking, overthinking. Many of you know that in 2005, the National Science Foundation, they published an article claiming that every day average, we have 50,000 thoughts a day and all that. And it also claimed that 80% of those thoughts are negative, the research says. So whether or not these claims are true, we do experience a lot of negative thoughts throughout the day. And the fact is, what we rewind and replay frequently is, what is that? The negative portions of our past. So just check when you sit alone and when you're thinking something, just focus. I mean, just be aware what actually you're thinking, which file you're opening and rewinding or replaying. When do we overthink? Overthinking happens when you replay your past mistakes. You beat yourself up for the mistake you have made the previous day or last week or last month. Sometimes, if you have to submit an important project next week, you may constantly run over it in your head. That is also overthinking, right? Yes, you can think about it with that positivity and that enthusiasm. That's okay. But check what is the nature of the thought you're repeating in your mind. Some ruminate about their mistakes done in the past or mistakes they think they may make in future. You know, I may make some mistake. They tend to worry about the judgments of others around them. I make a mistake, and then after some time, I sit and I just think about it. I blame myself, saying that I'm careless, I'm dumb, I'm stupid. I always make mistake. I never change. I'm a failure, etc. Continuous negative thoughts about the self. Sometimes the thoughts, negative thoughts, are unwanted thoughts about others. They may, think like this about me. So this is the overthinking. Repeating unpleasant event or unpleasant conversations in the mind that will lead to circular and obsessive thinking. So when you look at them, you will find that this overthinking roots from a sort of fear, anxiety, self-doubt, and it also comes from low self-esteem. When there is low self-esteem, when you feel embarrassed about your mistake or your performance, what happens? So many imaginary thoughts fill your mind, overwhelmed with all those unwanted thoughts, imaginary thoughts. This person may think like this. What will others think or speak about me? I'm good for nothing. You start imagining people, laughing at you. You get such pictures in your mind. Mind is very creative. Such imaginary thoughts are utterly unreasonable, totally unnecessary. When you think what others may think about you, do you think that that's true? They may not be true. So, and also, overthinking happens during the times of uncertainty, like we are all experiencing since last year, such pandemic times. So fear and anxiety about future, during such times of uncertainty, there is this fear about future, anxiety about future, what will happen. And that becomes a reason for overthinking. And there is this fear of health condition, fear of infection, fear of illness, fear of financial condition in future, etc. But we cannot predict the future, right? We didn't think 2 years ago that we would be in lockdown for so many days. And the situation came and we faced it, we are facing it, and we are managing it. So, when we cannot predict the future during these times of uncertainty, and we cannot predict, why worry? Let us tell ourselves, it's okay. I'll cross the bridge when it comes. And next is we should also be aware of the triggers of overthinking. When you happen to see, read, or listen to any news or any event similar to the event that had caused worry, tension, or fear in you, overthinking starts. Your mind takes the mic to speak about all the unwanted, unpleasant stories of the past. It reminds you of all the chote bade negative moments of the past. So, find out the trigger. What actually triggers in you such, negative thinking? Find out the trigger. When you find your mind overwhelmed with waste thoughts that make you sad, just sit and reflect what is the trigger. Then it will be easy for you to tackle it. And also, the next time when the same event comes, that will not become a trigger for you. Why? Because now you're very well aware of it, that this is the trigger. And coming to the main part of the session, how to overcome overthinking. So the first point I would share with you is that the feel-good kit. Use feel-good kit as a first aid, okay? Whenever you feel overloaded with waste thoughts, put a smile on your face, and along with the smile, do a deep breathing. And then do 1 minute meditation, which you learned in the beginning of the session. Filling yourself with that light, the rays of light from God. Fill yourself with that light. So can we all do the feel good practice once again? Okay, sit relaxed. Put a smile on your face. Can I see all of your videos? Take a deep breath. Visualize a tiny star in the center of the forehead, in between the eyebrows. Tell yourself, I am a being of light, a tiny star. I visualize God, the Supreme, as a bright point of light up above my head. I receive the white light rays of peace from God. I'm filled with the light of peace. I am a peaceful being. Slowly open your eyes with a smile on your face. So, use this feel good kit, okay, as a first aid. And number 2, 4D model. Detect, disrupt, dispute, design. Let me explain. Detect, actually, this 4D model, it's a wonderful model. I know a person who is very shy, reserved nature, and since her childhood, she used to be very quiet, very much introvert. I know her for a long time, very much introvert, and she had fear of meeting new people. And if you ask her to speak, she won't. She gets nervous when she had to talk in front of strangers. She's good at writing. She's sensible. At times, she writes poems also. She writes articles for magazines. But when it comes to speaking, she palpitates. She used to tell me that her mind becomes blank when she sits in a group discussion, and when she's with people who are outspoken and outgoing. Though she was a topper, she failed in an interview just because she couldn't open her mouth and speak. She is into social service, and her nature of work is meeting people and speak. She would always say that, at such moments, lot of worried thoughts occupy her mind, making it blank. Mental paralysis. Mhm. She forgets what she knows very well. And she used to tell me, whenever I want to share my thoughts, I'm not able to express. I'm not able to articulate what I feel. So in her case, her mind gets filled with so many thoughts. Overthinking was stemming out of fear and self-doubt that made her mentally handicapped. And she started thinking, like, when I speak, will others accept? Will they ridicule me? Will they pass comments? Will they give any negative remarks, make fun of me? I may go wrong. Will I make mistakes? And these increasing waste thoughts paralyzed her mind, and she was struggling a lot. She wanted to overcome this weakness. And few years ago, she was introduced to this 4D model, and she used this 4D model, and she has improved a lot. She's a changed person now. Today, I will introduce her to all of you at the end of the session, okay? So, 4D model. First D is detect. Detect means becoming aware of the thought pattern. Find out the thought pattern you're having. They say awareness precedes change, right? And in psychology, they have come up with a word called meta-awareness. Meta-awareness refers to an awareness of the process of conscious experience. It is recognizing that one is experiencing an emotion, a thought, or a sensory perception as it occurs in the real time. Okay. So meta awareness is explicit noticing of the content of the experience, what I am thinking, what I am feeling at this moment during the event. Remember that every event we experience affects us on a thinking level, feeling level, and then naturally behaving level. When we ignore our thoughts and feelings in the face of an upsetting event, what we do, like, we set ourselves up to either act the feeling out or act the feelings in. Act the feelings out means I behave indifferently, meanly, and then I worry about it later, overthinking, and suffer later on. Act the feelings in means I shut down myself, I become moody, and then I start suffering with all those self-blaming mode. So, such overthinking characterized by self-doubt and self-blame. And that approach makes you really anxious. So, be aware. Detect is become aware of your thoughts, become aware of your feelings. Become aware of your thoughts and label the thoughts. What type of thought is it? What type of thoughts? Angry thoughts, worried thoughts, or hatred ones? Label them. When you observe your thoughts and label them, the beauty is automatically you are away from the thoughts. You are detached because you are an observer now. You are observing your own thoughts. So you're an observer now, so you are detached. How wonderful, huh? Detachment is the first step to experience that calmness. So the practice of identifying your thoughts and feelings is the first step that helps us to regulate those thoughts and regulate the emotions. So acknowledging, understanding what type of thought it is, and then labeling the thought. That is the first D, detect, in this 4D model. It's a powerful and important step in overcoming waste thoughts. Yes, also become aware of the trigger. When you are aware, you may find yourself spending less time, in it. And you will start to act to avoid or overcome it. So anytime you find yourself doubting or feeling tensed or anxious, step back, look at the situation, look at you, check your thoughts and feelings, label them. That moment of awareness is the seed of the change you want to make in yourself. And second D is disrupt. Disrupt the continuous flow of thoughts. When you have negative thoughts in your mind, it is fast and continuous. No sign of stopping, right? Continuous flow. So what you have to do is say stop. You can say it verbally also, or say it in your mind. Stop. Say stop to those thoughts. And break the thought obedience. I'll explain you what this thought obedience is. Just because the thought came in my mind, I will start thinking that this is going to become true. And I think it is true. I assume it is true and I obey it. If there is any negative thought, you think that it's going to happen like this. Is that true? No. It is just a thought. Because it came in my mind, because it's my mind that generated that thought, I start thinking that it is true. But it's not true. So, your acceptance that it is true is giving that power. You have to break that thought obedience. You are breaking that by just saying it is just a thought. Say to yourself, it is just a thought. Thought obedience makes the thought sticky and powerful. The reason behind the thought tormenting you, especially the negative thought tormenting you, is because of this thought obedience. What does the thought obedience do? It will make the thought powerful. It keeps repeating. And because you assumed it true, it becomes more and more powerful. But at the same point, if you simply stop it and say, this is just a thought. If you say it, then this will act as a cutter knife that will chop off that negative thought. Then that thought will lose its power. It will not become sticky. You will not overthink. You will not become weak. For example, when thoughts come like, I will get infected, I may fall ill, oh, I am driving this on this highway for the first time, accident will happen. You accept it, then you get tensed. This is thought obedience. That causes overthinking. So break it. Break the thought obedience. Have this slogan in your mind. Tell yourself, this is just a thought. And put a smile on your face. Do you know this truth that the smile never allows you to think negative? Yes, that's true. You put a smile on your face and try to think something negative, or you try to scold someone whom you dislike. That's impossible. You can try it later after the session. So what I want to say is the smile never allows you to think positive. Think negative. In other words, I would say that smile always keeps you positive, keeps your mind positive. You can also check about that. Okay, so if you're in such a stressful state of mind and you think that you are not able to disrupt these negative thoughts, then there is an alternative remedy for this. That is to distract. Okay. So distract yourself with positive, healthy alternatives like dancing, singing, doing some exercises, learning an instrument, knitting, drawing, painting. So these things can distance you from that issue, and then also help you to stop the over-analysis or overthinking. And of course, this feel-good kit is also a positive distraction. And meditation is not only a positive distraction, but it's a powerful tool in self-transformation. Okay, moving on to the third D, that is dispute. Argue with your thoughts. Ask questions. You know, there are two things in any given situation. One is the fact, and number two, the story I tell myself about the fact. So ask yourself, what is the fact in this situation? And what story I'm telling myself? And ask for evidence. Once you discovered this, automatic negative thoughts, it's time to put them on trial. Ask, is there any evidence to support this thought? If this evidence is based on the past, why does this apply uh, this new experience, right? Then it's time to focus on evidence that doesn't support your thought. So that friend whom I mentioned, when she had to meet people and share the ideas of service projects, she used to get tensed a lot because she had that fear of speaking. She detected her pattern of thinking, first D, and labeled them. And she had thoughts like, I'm going to do a mistake in my presentation, I'm going to mess up. Then she had to tell herself, stop. This is just a thought. Then she asked herself, where is the evidence that I would fail? Look for evidence against this negative thought. See, overthinking also finds evidence supporting the negative thought, right? You all have that experience. You start remembering all those events where you failed, where you were insulted. You know, it collects all the past negative sequences. But look for evidences against that thought. So I asked her to write down all the evidences for and against the thought. She wrote that I have done many presentations before for which I have received good feedback. Any past mistakes, yes, they have really taught me good lessons to improve. So all good. So she noted down all good feedback of her work, her past presentations. Then I asked her to become a judge for herself, a well-wisher for yourself, helping you to become strong. Note down the possibilities of proving that thought wrong, that negative thought wrong. Write down all the possibilities. Okay, I might have failed in the past, but that doesn't mean that I'll be the same in future also. Whatever may be the past, I have every right to be positive now. I have every right to win. So find the evidence against that negative thought and show the possibilities to improve. And remember, we are always growing and improving. Failure in the past doesn't limit our success in the future. Yeah, you agree with me? So fourth D is design. Design a positive statement. Plan to counteract the negative with positive, reasonable thoughts and put that in action. Like in her case, she said, okay, I have to give the presentation. I need not impress anyone, but just express myself. I'm going to share what I have learned. This This is what designing your positive statement to counteract that negative. So she was saying, yes, I'm going to share what I have learned, what I have experienced, so I can do it well. I will definitely improve. That was the positive statement she brought in her mind, and she could counteract the negative thought of fear and self-doubt. We're also saying that if I practice enough, I will definitely improve. I can do it. She did it, and her face was glowing with happiness after that, as she got relieved from the slavery of the chain of weak thoughts, she was having since long time. She's now a changed person. I call her Sherni, okay? Sherni, lioness. So in this last D, design, do a visualization of your success also. Visualize all the things that can go right and keep those thoughts present and upfront. Visualize yourself as Safalta Murat, as an image of success. Shakti Swarup, an image of power. That's one of the practices we do in Raj Yoga meditation that we teach in Brahma Kumari centers. I am a peaceful soul. I am a powerful soul. Of course, even now, that sister, Sherni, occasionally gets mentally paralyzed. Yeah, even now. And at times, she is not able to deliver completely what she actually plans to do. At times. Not all the time. Huh? At times. As you know, there is this physiological reason also. Physiological reason. I mean, the brain has been wired in that way for so long, since her childhood. So now, if her mind goes blank and not able to do what she wants, she doesn't worry now or feel embarrassed like she used to do before. No overthinking. That's a real success, right? She accepts and move on because she has another tool also. Okay, that is the third technique in overcoming overthinking. Let me share that. Download the Converter app in your mind. Converter app in your mind. Victim thinking to responsible thinking. From self-criticism to self-compassion. So today I am introducing all of you to this Converter app. Okay, so download the Converter app in your mind. Whenever Sister Sherni gets that unwanted, fast, negative thoughts, automatic negative thoughts, when you see, you will get an acronym ANT, A-N-T, automatic negative thoughts. So whenever Sherni gets the ants in her mind, she immediately opens this Converter app in her mind and she converts the negative thought into a positive one. Convert the victim thinking to responsible thinking. I'll explain you. Like, for example, what is victim thinking? Victim thinking says, this traffic jam made me angry. This unavailability of the transport really frustrates me. You make me upset when you behave like this. So this is victim thinking. Because of this, because of him or her, I am affected. So convert this victim thinking because that will lead to so many ants in your mind, and that is what is called overthinking, right? So how do I convert this to a new way of thinking, that is responsible thinking? So then, with responsible thinking, I would say, I feel angry when I am stuck in the traffic jam. See the difference? The traffic jam made me angry, and responsible thinking is, I feel angry when I am in the traffic jam. I feel frustrated when I don't get the bus or the train. I experience frustration or I get upset when you behave like this. And even with the positive feelings, like I feel calm when I see the sky, when I walk on the beach. So, do you hear the difference? You're saying, I feel angry. You don't say that you made me angry. You're not saying you frustrate me. Instead, you are saying, I feel frustrated when you do like this. When you say you made me angry, who has the power? When I say that you made me angry, who has the power? You have the power, right? If I say that I feel angry, so what happens? I have taken my power back by owning my own emotional response. So this is responsible thinking. That's the first step. Life still happens, sadness, anger, frustration. They are all there. Of course, it's a part of our life. I agree. But the responsibility for these thoughts and emotions, the responsibility remains with you. When you understand how your mind works, you know that outside circumstances do not dictate your feelings. They do not dictate how you feel. Understand this, and this insight will give you that lightness within, because that's giving you inner freedom, because you are not slave now to the outside environment. So that gives you an experience of inner freedom. That gives you immense psychological freedom. Even more important, outside events don't rob you of your power. You have the power. You keep the power within yourself, and your ability to choose whether to be calm or to get tense, you have the power to choose. Yeah. So a shift from being a victim to creator. And the next conversion is from self-criticism to self-compassion. Most of the time, the self-pity, self-blaming, self-criticism leads to overthinking. With self-criticism, we are both the attacker and the attacked. Yeah? Do you agree with this? With self-criticism, we are both the attacker and also the attacked. So change from self-criticism to self-compassion. In self-compassion, you're kind to yourself. You talk to your mind as you would talk to your best friend. In self-compassion, the care system is activated. And physiologically, the feel-good hormones also, love hormones are also released, which helps you to reduce that anxiety. So we tend to be kinder to those we care about than to ourselves. For example, we might say to ourselves after making a simple mistake that, you are stupid, you are stupid. But you wouldn't say that to a friend or loved one, right? You would be more supportive and encouraging to them. For instance, we might tell him or her, it's okay, no problem. Just a small mistake. We all make them. Don't let it get you down. We might even try to make our friend feel better by reminding him of all his specialities, right? So, the next time your inner critic makes a rude, unjustified claim, be a friend to your own self. Talk to yourself kindly, and this is self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Give advice to yourself with a lot of love and faith. Be kind and sympathetic. Then you will find that, it's easy for you to forgive yourself and help yourself to move on. Yeah. And next technique is positive self-talk. Yeah. Okay. Positive self-talk. Do you want your mind to be like a jungle with weeds, or do you want your mind to be like a garden? You would say garden, right? See, weeds grow on their own. Garden needs maintenance. So are you all ready for the maintenance? Needs some effort, right? So if you want your mind to be like a garden, so what thoughts we create on a daily basis that result in a weed or a garden growing in our mind? What you talk with yourself waters this weed or garden. That is the self-talk. Yeah, we talk to ourselves regularly. There is this inner dialogue. But if it is negative self-talk, when I allow the negative self-talk, that's like allowing weeds to grow in my mind. Instead, I recognize the negative self-talk and look for reasonable responses and develop positive self-talk. Consciously create, initiate that positive self-talk, and it help you to grow a beautiful garden in your mind that makes you happy. So that inner critic, or in other words, negative self-talk, has catastrophic thinking, like you are going to fail, you are going to lose your job, they're all going to hate you. These claims seems reasonable at first. We are inclined to believe them, assuming that voice in our head is trying to protect us. Such negative inner dialogue keeps whispering, making you feel weak, make you feel guilty. You either succeed or you fail. The worst part is your inner critic always sets the criteria for the success unreasonably high. Because that the negative self-talk or that inner critic always use the strong words that you will never succeed. The word never, and you're always doing mistake. That always, and everyone will think that you are dumb. That everyone, and you fail at everything. Such strong words. So it's time to quash the negative self-talk. Develop the habit of positive self-talk. So here are a few examples of positive self-talk. I am smart, confident, and capable. I fail, but I'm not a failure. I'll give another try. I can do this task. I can face this situation. thoughts that push you into the position of strength are a part of positive self-talk. And positive self-talk always boosts your self-confidence, and it allows us to control the emotions also. Yes. And the last technique to overcome overthinking is calm balm. When you get a headache, what do? You apply the pain balm. In the same way, when you get tensed, when your mind is disturbed with unwanted thoughts, use this calm balm. Okay? Do you like this? So, relaxation and meditation. That is what I term it as calm down. I mean, calm balm. So, it's learning how to reduce the speed of thoughts that I mentioned in the beginning of this session. You need not try to reduce the number of thoughts. It's difficult. Rather, focus on reducing the speed of thoughts. Then automatically the number of thoughts are reduced. That is, you overcome overthinking. And the tools for reducing the speed are, in other words, calming down your mind. One is this deep breathing and relaxation exercises, and meditation. Sit in silence, create positive thoughts in mind. We know negative thoughts are automatic. Unconsciously, we get those negative thoughts. But with positive thoughts, we need to consciously create them. What is meditation? A simple definition, wonderful definition of meditation is, it is conscious generation of positive thoughts. So positive thoughts about what? Positive thoughts about the self, positive thoughts about our life, positive thoughts about the world, people around us. So you sit in silence and you consciously generate positive thoughts, powerful, uplifting, and elevated thoughts. And lastly, I would like to also tell you what is the Raj Yoga meditation. And it has 3 components. Raj Yoga meditation, which we teach at Brahma Kumari centers. One is journey inwards, contemplating on the original qualities of the soul. That we are all souls, and our nature is peace and love and power. So just contemplating on our original qualities. We say that anger, fear, these are all not our original qualities. Our originality is peace. So in meditation, you take a journey inwards. Look your true self, contemplate. And second is journey upwards, connecting your mind and intellect with the one Father. God is one, He is light. Just connecting your mind and intellect with God. Be in God's company for a few minutes. That is journey upwards. And third is journey outwards. That is spread the rays of peace and love and good wishes to all. Okay, let's have a minute of silence and meditation. I'll say a few words. You may not repeat them. Try to experience those words. So let's conclude this session with this meditation commentary. Sit relaxed. Put a smile on your face, slight smile. Take a deep breath. I sit relaxed. I release all the tension in the muscles of my body. My whole body is relaxed. I feel my breathing in, breathing out. There is peace within me. I visualize a tiny star in the center of the forehead, in between the eyebrows. I am a tiny point of light. I am an immortal soul, child of God. I am a peaceful soul. I visualize a bright point of light up above my head. He is my eternal Father, God, the Almighty Authority. I receive the rays of peace from God. I am filled with white light of peace. I am a peaceful being. I keep receiving that light from God, and I spread the rays of peace all around me. God's light fill throughout this body, making this body strong, healthy. And the vibrations of peace get filled in this environment, in this atmosphere. Let my family members experience this peace and God's power. Let all the souls of the world experience peace. I am a peaceful soul. Om Shanti. Thank you. And I told you that I'll introduce that Sister Sharni to you. You see that sister in the screen in front of you. Yes, that is Sister Ranjani. That's me.